In the last 7 years, we've helped 71 people go from zero to earning a six-figure income with copywriting. In this free training, I want to show you my proven system I call the Copy Millions Blueprint that we have used again and again to help hundreds of people make a full-time income working part-time hours, all by writing simple emails from home or wherever in the world they want. Now, I've divided this video up into two parts. First, I want to show you what the progression of a copywriter looks like from zero all the way through to making 6 or even 7 figures a year. There are 5 phases, and I'm going to walk you through each one so you know where you are, what to expect at each stage of the journey, and what you need to do to reach the next level. And spoiler alert, if you do it right, you should actually be working less as you progress through each stage and not more. I'll show you why and how. The second thing we're gonna do is we're gonna walk through the Copy Millions Blueprint together, and I'm gonna show you what it really takes to go from random civilian off the street with zero knowledge and skills all the way through to earning 100K a year or more as a high-paid remote copywriter. There are 9 steps, and I promise it is not as hard or complicated as you might think. And it is at least 10 times easier, cheaper, and faster than wasting 4 years and 50 grand on a university degree that, let's be honest, will probably be outdated by the time you graduate. I'm gonna show you what the 9 steps are in a very simple and easy to understand way so you can follow along and you can grade yourself on each step as we go. So I want you to take a second right now, grab a notepad and pen so you can do this with me so that by the time we're done, you have the entire model mapped out in front of you. You know exactly what you need to do to move forward with clarity. I wanna make this training as relevant and useful for you as humanly possible and hopefully have a bit of fun along the way. So let's get started. Let's start off with the evolution of a copywriter. I said earlier, there are 5 phases, and at each stage, if you do it right, you should be making more and earning less. That's the name of the game. So here is the evolution of a copywriter. Kind of kidding, not kidding. So if we look at this diagram here, we have money on the left and we have time on the right. And in the middle are the 5 stages of progression. All copywriters start at the same place. We all start at 0. The first phase is called spectator. And yes, no need to compliment me on my handwriting. It is a work of art, I know. Now, the first phase is called spectator because you're still sitting on the sidelines and you haven't made any money yet. Just like in a real sport, you don't start on the field in the grandstand surrounded by thousands of cheering fans. You need to first learn and practice and get competent before anyone's gonna hire you, obviously. So in this phase, what you need to focus on is skills. Now, lots of people stay in this phase forever. Please do not be one of them, because the goal here, I'm assuming, is to get paid and turn this into a full-time income so you can work from wherever you want, whenever you want. You can fire your boss, travel the world, flex on the haters from high school, whatever your motivations are. Okay, but you can't do any of that until you master the fundamentals of copywriting and become competent. And the specific skill that I recommend every beginner focuses on is email, because it is the easiest to learn and to land clients that will pay you 2 to 3K a month. But whatever you focus on, your skills underpin everything. You cannot skip this step. If you think you're gonna come in here and this is gonna be some sort of passive income, get rich in 3 days scheme with no effort or skills, then yeah, copywriting, hell, entrepreneurship is not for you. The reality is the beginning is what I call the shit-eating phase. You're gonna be working the equivalent of 2 jobs, but only getting paid for one. You have your actual job to maintain your current income, and then you have your second job, which is learning the copywriting skills necessary to be able to quit that job. So in the beginning, you're effectively working double time. So yes, this is gonna take some work, but working a job you hate for the next 40 years and dying broke, empty, and unfulfilled is also work. And I know which type of work I would personally rather do. I'm not gonna make that decision for you. That's a decision you need to make. But let me tell you, if you do decide to commit and really go all in and progress through the stages, it is so fucking worth it. But 90% of people dabble, they half-ass it, they don't dedicate the time, they don't invest in themselves and their skills, and they never make it out of this phase, which is why I've put this giant red line here that I call the great filter. It's what separates the talkers from the doers, and action is the only thing that is gonna catapult you out of this info gathering spectator stage and into the second stage, which is side hustle. I have dozens and dozens of 6 and 7 figure success stories, but this phase, when someone breaks through and makes their first $1, that is why I've literally set this bar right here at $1. It is so much more exciting to me than hitting 6 figures, because this is when everything becomes real. I've made over $5 million online. I've landed hundreds and thousands of customers and clients for as much as 20 grand a pop, but still, To this day, my favorite ever sale was my very first sale over 8 years ago. I remember it so clearly. It was 9 o'clock at night. A guy paid me $100 on PayPal to rewrite his website. It was the first time that a total stranger ever sent me money. I was so excited. I hung up the phone. I ran out my front door, jumping, yelling, screaming, people staring at me. I didn't care. That adrenaline rush of closing your first paying client is sheer euphoria. And I can't wait for you to experience that if you haven't already. When that money hits your account and you can see it, you can smell it, you can touch it, that is tangible evidence that this is possible. This is a critical turning point, and once you've completed phase 1, you have the skills, then you need to focus on getting paid something, anything, even $1 for your writing as quickly as possible. Which brings me to phase 2, the side hustle phase. In this phase, you have the skills, you're making some money, but it's not enough to quit your job and do this full time yet. You're doing this in your spare time, and what you need to focus on is client acquisition, so you can get a few solid clients on retainer and turn this into a full-time income. And once you nail down client acquisition, you move into probably the most exciting stage in this whole journey, which is full-time freelancer. Here, you go from doing this in your spare time and you're finally able to quit your day job and make a full-time income working part-time hours, which is a pretty magical place to be. And because you have complete time and location freedom, you're able to set your hours and work whenever you want, wherever you want. I told you, this gets better as we go. So that's the third phase, freelancer. But there are still 2 more levels. In order for you to get to the next level, most often you need to focus on broadening your skills and becoming a full stack copywriter. Not always. We have dozens of students making 6 figures just doing email, but having an understanding of ads, funnels, sales pages, and other aspects of digital marketing will allow you to go in and optimize all these other areas and squeeze so much more money out of the emails you're writing. Remember, there is a direct correlation between your knowledge and skills and your income. Yes, it's a cliche saying, but it is 100% true. The more you learn, the more you can earn. Which brings us to the 4th stage, the almighty coveted 6-figure freelancer. At this stage, you're really rocking this full time, and all the hard work has finally paid off because you are bringing in a juicy 100K, 150, even 200K a year income or more. I know that might sound crazy, but you do the maths. All you need to do to make 10K a month is literally land 3 to 5 clients who each pay you 2 to 3K a month. It's really that simple. Like I said, we've helped 69 ordinary people do this. Now, of course, you can stay here and you can live a really great life as a 6-figure freelancer. Or if you dare, you can ascend to the final level, which is 7-figure freelancer. That's right, baby. $1 million a year or more income writing words. Excuse all the pauses, but it is really hard to write and talk at the same time. My handwriting is shit enough as it is. But in order to get to this final level, you will most likely need to change models. There are 4 ways to scale to $1 million a year as a freelance copywriter, which I'll show you in just a second. And by the way, if that sounds impossible, we've helped 5 people, not including me, hit $1 million a year income with CMB using the exact same Copy Millions blueprint I'm about to show you. And even cooler, almost all of them did it using a different one of these 4 models. So they all work, they're all proven, it just comes down to personal preference. And by the way, I want to draw your attention to something over here that says free, because if you build it right, you'll find you can actually hit this 7-figure level working even less than all of these other phases. I'll show you how in just a sec. Before we get there though, the question I've got for you is, where are you right now in your journey and what's the goal? Comment below this video and let me know. And if you're an 8-figure copywriter who somehow stumbled across this video and you're watching this, then congrats. Let me know and we will add a brand new tier just for you. Who knows, maybe you watching this can be the first one. But wherever you are, there's probably another level for you. And what we do in our CMB program is help people get to this freelance level where they can quit their jobs and make a full-time income writing simple emails from home. And then in our resistance mastermind, we help people bust through these top levels wherever they want to go, 10K, 20K, 30K, even $1 million plus. Hell, we've actually had 3 of our members, Ray, AJ, and James, doing over 200K a month. They've even surpassed me and are now in our coaching team, which is just like the coolest thing ever. So that's a 30,000 foot overview of the copywriter's journey. Now, how long this takes you is really up to you. We've had people go from 0 to 10K a month in 30 days or even less, but the norm is probably around 3 to 6 months, which is, again, still 10 times faster and cheaper than college. Like, show me one fucking degree where you can start at 0 and 90 days later come out making 100K a year. They don't exist. So with that said, I think that's enough teasing. Let's take a look under the hood and show you how we actually make this happen. Hey, real quick, Sean interrupting Sean. So if you're watching this and you're thinking to yourself, this sounds like exactly what I need, then I'd like to invite you to click the link in the description below, book in a free game plan call with me or my team. We will help you craft a game plan to actually implement all of this together with you, hold your hand every step of the journey. And if you're not ready yet, that's totally cool too. Just keep watching and I'll show you how it all works. This right here is the Copy Millions Blueprint. It is the model that every one of our 69 six-figure success stories followed, and the hundreds more who have been able to quit their jobs and make a full-time income with email copywriting. It has 3 core pillars, and like I said, the goal is to build a freelance business that's simple, flexible, and makes great money. A business where as business gets bigger, life gets better, and not the other way around. So what does all this mean in practice? Well, it means we want to get more of the 3 results that I think every freelancer wants: money, freedom, and impact. Firstly, let's not beat around the bush. We're here to make lots of fucking money. Let's not be shy about it. It's why I'm in business. It's kind of the main point of business, but also a business that gives you the freedom to enjoy it so you can live an incredible life. Otherwise, what's the fucking point? You're literally no different from a lawyer who has to work 60 hours a week and do cocaine every day so he can be more productive and make more money to pay for his BMW and his flashy apartment. That is a fucking rat race. That is not what we're building here. And the third pillar that I think is really exciting as copywriters is we're doing meaningful work, selling genuinely valuable products and services that are actually changing lives. You get to impact thousands of lives by typing words on your laptop, and you get paid extremely well and have the ultimate freedom to enjoy it. I literally can't think of a better business. So to make this happen, to get more money, get more freedom, and make more impact, there are 3 core pillars that we need to master. The first one is skills. Like I said before, we are going to focus specifically on email. The second core pillar is client acquisition. And last, if we want this to be sustainable, then we need systems that scale. And if we get all 3 of these things, then we have you in the middle as a 6-figure freelancer. But as you'll see, if we miss some of these pillars, then it all starts to fall apart. If you don't have the skills, then you don't have a foundation. You'll always be at the mercy of the market, having to hire people, constantly worry about being replaced by AI. If you were to take away everything I own, throw me out of this beautiful oceanfront penthouse and onto the street, give me a laptop and Wi-Fi, and within 90 days, I guarantee you I will be right back here. Why? Because I have the skills. Once you have the skills, no one can ever take them away. But all the skills in the world are useless if you don't know how to find people who will pay you for them. So if you're missing the second pillar here of client acquisition, then you are like a Ferrari without the key, full of potential, collecting dust and just rusting away. And I see far too many of these sad stories in the industry. People think, oh, if I'm just good enough, then clients will just find out about me and want to hire me. I hate to break it to you, but no, they won't. You need to put yourself out there and master client acquisition. And last, having skills in clients and money is great, but if you don't have systems that scale, then you've effectively bought yourself a high-paying job, trading hours for dollars with no flexibility or freedom. And I see far too many of those sad stories too. So hopefully you can see that when we have email skills and clients, we make a lot of money. When we have paying clients and systems to delegate things, that is what gives us the freedom to enjoy our money. And when we have the email skills and systems, that is how we're able to do this at a bigger scale and impact millions of people all over the world. So with that said, those are the 3 core pillars. What I'd love to do right now is walk you through the 9 accelerators we use to actually do this. And for a bit of fun, I'm going to ask you to score yourself as red, yellow, or green for each accelerator. Green if you got it down, red if you're clueless, and yellow if you're somewhere in the middle. Just like a traffic light. So let's start with the skills pillar, specifically, as I said, focusing on email. We can really break email up into 3 buckets. The first one is broadcasts. These are your general daily email campaigns you're going to be writing and sending out for clients. These emails build a relationship with your readers, they position your client as the expert, and ultimately, they're responsible for making sales. Last year, one of our Resistance members, Eric, texted us in the chat to let us know that he has made over $1 million for his clients from his emails. Do you think that if you made someone $1 million, they'd probably want to keep you around? I think so. Not coincidentally, Eric has also made over 100K in the last year since that screenshot was taken. That's what happens when your email copywriting skills are on point. And here's Emily, who literally texted me today, an hour ago before I filmed this, to let me know that her client is absolutely in love with her work. I think she's probably going to want to keep Emily around for a while. So I want you to red, yellow, green yourself right now. How do you rate your email copywriting skills? Let's just say, for example's sake, that you're decent, but you're not great yet. We'll put yellow. Now, the second core pillar of email copywriting is something we call deliverability. AKA making sure the emails you send actually land in the inbox. Because if all your emails are going to promotions and spam, no one is reading them, then I don't care how good of a copywriter you are, 100% conversion rate of 0 readers is still 0. And you would be surprised how many big name marketers that you know and look up to are going to promotions or even spam. I'm talking guys like Hormozi, Grant Cardone, Sabri Subi. These 9-figure titans quite often land in my promo or even spam folder. If you have $100 million a year plus business, that is a crazy amount of money you are leaving on the table. Because if you can do nothing else besides get someone's emails from landing in the promotions tab to landing in primary, you can get them as many as double the opens, clicks, and sales that they're currently getting. And if you can get them out of spam, we're talking a potential 5 to 10x increase in opens, clicks, and sales. Nowhere else on the planet can you literally explode someone's business by flipping one switch like that. Now, when it comes to getting emails out of the promo and spam folder, there's a bit of an art and a science to it. There's a lot of mystery around this in the email world because most clients, frankly, have absolutely no idea what the fuck they're doing when it comes to email deliverability. But once you learn all the fundamentals of email deliverability and a few simple tricks, it's like the Matrix. You can never unsee it. And you have a crazy powerful skill that can unlock huge growth for businesses. Not to mention, it is also a great way to get your foot in the door and land clients. In fact, one of our CMB members, Alex, has got paid over $46,000 in just the last 12 months, just helping businesses get out of spam. He even moved to a villa in Mykonos and works like 1 day a week, spending the rest of his time exploring the island and partying with the locals. Probably a little bit too much partying between you and me. But all that just from fixing this one problem. Not even writing any emails. That is the power of mastering email deliverability. So once again, I want you to grade yourself. Where do you sit on this scale? Red, yellow, or green? Let's say you're green because you watched my trainings on this and you got this down. Now the final pillar of email is automation. Email automations are super powerful when done right. And once again, most clients completely screw this up. There are several email automations like welcome sequences, new client sequences, browse abandonment sequences, pre-call booking nurture sequences, unsubscribe reactivation sequences, and so many more. You can set these up once and they just keep running forever, nurturing people, building trust, booking calls, and making sales on autopilot 24/7, 365. As I am filming this right now, I have ads running, I have people going through my welcome sequence, getting nurtured, building a relationship, and getting them warmed up and ready to buy. This right here, this is Thomas, one of our Resistance members. He recently just got paid an extra $4,000 to write just a few of these sequences. Clients are more than happy to pay these kind of rates because they pay once and they make money forever. Like, it's a no-brainer. So once again, I want you to grade yourself. Is this a green, yellow, or a red for you? Let's just say, Sean, I have no idea about any of this automation stuff and it is a red for me. All good, don't stress, whatever your score is, just mark it down. We're gonna use this to analyze where you're up to and what we need to work on first. Just let me know in the comments so I can recommend some resources and help you make a plan. So that is the email skills pillar. Now, let's talk about the juicy stuff. We're gonna get into the second core pillar, which is client acquisition. I will be the first to admit that there are many incredible copywriters out there who are far better than me. Like the guys on our coaching team, they've made their clients over $200 million combined. Like they are way better writers than me, and that's why I pay them to coach my students. But if there is one thing that I am fucking world class at, I'm gonna humble brag right now, it is this piece here, client acquisition. This is the part where literally 99% of copywriting coaching programs fall short. It's teaching how to actually land paying clients and get paid for the skill. And it is why so many people come to us for this one specific piece. It is all I have focused on and learned and obsessed and mastered over the last 7 years. Client acquisition, kind of my jam. So let's break it down. At the end of the day, there are really only 2 ways to get clients. Either you go to them or they come to you. Pretty simple. And again, this bit has 3 parts. First, we have farming. Now, this is building a system that attracts clients to you. We like to use Facebook for this because it is the easiest platform to build an audience from scratch. Instagram's great. I love Instagram. Email list is great. I love email. But do you think it's really realistic to have all these multi-million-dollar business owners start to follow you on Instagram or start to join your email list? Probably not. That is why we focus on Facebook, because it is really easy to build a friends list of targeted business owners who would be perfect prospects to work with you. But we don't want to go about this in the traditional way that most freelancers do it, which is spamming groups with rubbish posts, sending cold DMs until their thumbs break. We do this in a way that builds an audience of targeted prospects that you actually want to work with, and then nurtures them with specific types of content until they put their hand up and say, yes, I'm ready to buy. This right here, this is Dakota. He joined us with 0 copywriting experience and within literally 3 days landed his first client using the Facebook farming method that we teach, all by following our simple posting cycle that takes less than 20 minutes a day. So once again, I want you to go ahead and I want you to red, yellow, green yourself on this. Let's just say, for example's sake, that yeah, you're okay, you kind of get the whole gist of Facebook, but you definitely don't have any proven posts or know how to do the targeting stuff. And so we'll call it a yellow for now. The next piece of client acquisition is one of my favorites, hunting. Farming is great, don't get me wrong, but it takes time to build it up. Like, you can't just plant crops and then expect to dig them up and eat them tomorrow. You need to give them weeks and months to nurture and grow until they're ready. Sometimes you ain't got time for that, all right? You need clients and money now, and you need to get out there with a bow and arrow, hunt, and bring home the bacon today. That is where hunting comes in. And we can either do this manually, or we can build systems to do it for us. Of course, when I say hunting, I'm talking about cold outreach. But no, not the kind of cold outreach that everyone else talks about, where you blast out thousands of cold emails and DMs, spray and pray, and just essentially hope that someone is interested. Guess what? Multiple industry studies have shown that only 3% of any given market is actually ready to buy right now. So with this approach, it means that out of every 100 cold emails and DMs you send, only a maximum of 3 people will be interested. That is a terribly inefficient approach. And no wonder people hate sending cold emails and DMs, because it's extremely time consuming and frankly, doesn't work when you do it that way. So there are 2 ways of solving this. The first way is very simple, and it's what I call calibrated outreach. Essentially, we're only going to reach out to people who have actually shown that they have a problem that needs fixing, like they're in promo or spam, or their welcome sequence or automations need work, or their landing page sucks, but it needs to be something specific. And using our scripts, we're able to average 8 booked calls out of every 100 people we contact. If you've ever done cold outreach before, you will know that is massive. That is well over 10 times the industry average response rate. In fact, here's Skylar, who used our spam script and was able to book 8 calls, and just last week closed his first ever client. That is the first time he's ever made $1 online. Super exciting, super proud of him. And it was all because of this approach. So that's the first way. That's what I call calibrated outreach. The second way is automated. This takes everything I just talked about and essentially puts it on autopilot using software and a few clever AI tools to do all the heavy lifting for us. Now, what I love about this system is that you build it once, you load in your lead list that you generate with a few clicks, and then the system that I call the AI outreach machine, it will send out dozens or even hundreds of personalized cold emails a day for you. It'll automatically follow up and it runs 24/7, 365. You can be getting replies and booking calls while you sleep. Total game changer. Right here, here's Deb from India who landed his first ever client with our AI outreach machine and 3 more clients since this screenshot was taken. He's now averaging 5 to 10K every month, which by the way, goes a long way in India. And he's been able to quit his job, live a life of freedom and abundance. All thanks to the AI outreach machine. So when it comes to hunting, I want you to score yourself red, yellow, or green. How confident are you that if you had to get a paying client in the next 7 days, that you could actually do it? I'm going to assume you're like 99% of freelancers out there, and I'm going to score you a big fat red on that one. Not your fault. Most programs don't teach it because, frankly, between you and me, they don't know how to do it. We got you though. This is our jam. So that's hunting. The third and final piece of the client acquisition pillar is closing. All well and good to get all these replies, but how do you actually turn those replies into booked calls and close the deal? Most copywriters suck at selling themselves, which is kind of ironic when you think about it because they're really great at selling other people's products and services. But as soon as it comes to selling their own services, they clam up, they freeze, they become needy and desperate, and they totally drop the ball. That's why we've developed a streamlined system for selling that takes the prospect through from completely cold all the way to sold. And it does it in a way that positions you as the expert. So we're not chasing or qualifying ourselves to the prospect. We're the ones qualifying them on if they are a good fit to work with us. And then if they are, then we present our offer in a compelling, low pressure way that feels comfortable for everyone. No sleazy salesman nonsense, no high pressure hard selling. I hate all that shit. So do you. And so does the prospect. Frankly, this is an introvert's dream. In fact, James, who was one of our first ever 6-figure success stories over 6 years ago, this dude was a fry cook working at McDonald's when he joined us. He had literally never sold anything in his life, apart from burgers, I guess. We gave him our sales script and he closed 7 out of 7 of his first sales calls, and he hit 10K a month within 90 days. Fast forward 2 years and he's been making well over $1 million a year, every year, for the last 4 years from his various businesses. Now, am I promising you're gonna get the same results? No. James works super hard and everyone's results are different. If total beginners who've never sold anything in their lives are able to close the majority of prospects they talk to using the scripts and coaching that we give them, then there's no reason why you can't do it as well. I want you to rank yourself right now. Are you red, yellow, or green when it comes to closing the deal? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll say you're not terrible, but you're definitely not world-class either. We'll put you somewhere in the middle and we'll score that one a yellow. Okay. Last, let's talk about the third core pillar, which is systems that scale. Again, this has 3 parts to it. The first is maximize LTV. Maximizing client lifetime value, aka getting paid as much as possible over the course of your client relationship. Because you know what's cooler than making 10K once? Making 10K month after month forever. That sounds cooler to me. And there are 4 ways that you can maximize the lifetime value of every client. The first, and frankly easiest way, is to just increase your prices. Most freelancers charge way too little, and as your confidence grows, your prices should as well. So we had this amazing client, Josh, who was an incredible writer. I mean, like, I had bought stuff from sales pages that I didn't realize he had actually written. I found out, I was like, holy crap, dude, you're amazing. You must be killing it, making like multiple 6 figures. And he was like, yeah, you know, I'm doing all right, like making like 2K a month. And I was like, 2K a month? What the fuck? I was like, buddy, we got to sort this out. He had terrible self-confidence when it came to his pricing. Not even kidding. One time he lost a client because his prices were too low.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, yeah, 5K, I'll do it. And he was like, I would never pay as low as 5K for a sales letter. He's like, the copywriters that I talk to charge anywhere from 20 to 25K, 30K, maybe. You know, that's something I might consider.
No word of a lie. The guy literally said, hey man, sorry, we don't pay our writers anything less than 10K. Come back when you're better. Hung up the phone and Josh was like, what the fuck just happened? He was like, dude, I'm sick of this. Joined us in CMB. We gave him a good proverbial slap in the face and said, dude, you need to charge more. Next call, he got on the phone, confidently said, my rate is 10K for a sales page. Boom, closed the deal. And the next one, and the next one. And Josh hasn't charged less than 10K for a sales page ever since. Well done, Josh. Now, the second way to increase your client LTV is through retainers. Where you have people paying you every month, which is why I love email so much, is because people need fresh new content every single month. Pretty unlikely most people need a new sales page written every month, or new ads every month, or a new website every month, but they need fresh content written daily. That is why email is positioned perfectly to be ultimate vehicle for signing clients on retainer. And hey, if you're making the client way more money than what they're paying you, of course they're gonna wanna stay on and pay you month after month. There is no one better at this than one of our resistance members, Ray. This guy went from 0 to 10K a month in 30 days as a non-native English speaker when he joined us in CMB. Didn't even know what copywriting was. Fast forward 5 years, he made over $3 million this year with his businesses. And a big part of that is because he's had multiple clients who have been paying him every single month since he started his freelancing career 5 years ago. And you can see right here, I'm one of them. He's been on our coaching team for 5 years now, helping our students do what he did because he's incredible at it, which again comes back to skills. Now, the third way to maximize client LTV, super simple. This is going to be upsells. Very easy once you've got your foot in the door to upsell your clients into doing additional services for them. So instead of just writing emails, you can help them with their ads, their funnels, their social media, sales pages, VSLs, scripts for videos, you name it. And I want to introduce you to Isabel, who is an absolute queen at this. In 1 month, she upsold 2 of her clients for an extra $1,000 a month each. Imagine making an extra $24,000 a year just from having 2 20-minute conversations and walking away with an additional $2K a month in income. Please don't sleep on upsells. A lot of people feel sleazy about this, but the reality is you're making the client way more money than what they're paying you. So who really wins here? Well, both of you. And the fourth way of maximizing client LTV, this one is a little bit more advanced, but so ninja if you can pull this off. That is running promos. Specifically, running promos and getting paid a commission on sales. We call this the weekend cash machine, and you can make anywhere from 5K to even 50K in a week. It'll literally take you less than a weekend of work. Hence, weekend cash machine. And because you're doing most of the work here, which again is not too much, it's very realistic for you to ask for anywhere from 20 to even 50% of all the sales that you make for them. And if that sounds like bullshit theory, this is Lucas, who I've paid tens of thousands of dollars to over the last couple of years as we have run some of these promos together with a 50-50 profit split. One of us creates the training, the other person writes all the emails, builds the funnel, and we split the profits 50-50. We both walk away with anywhere from 10 to 20K each from literally a day or two of work, all while selling a program that changes people's lives. It is a win, win, win. So once again, I want you to go ahead and rank yourself red, yellow, or green. We'll just say, for argument's sake, that you can just do one out of these 4 things. You can literally just get on the phone with someone and increase your prices or upsell them something. Well, congratulations, you can literally double your income or even more just from a simple conversation. So you're kind of struggling here with this diagram, so let's give it green for that one. Okay, we're nearly there. The second last pillar of this whole system actually has nothing to do with your business. This one is all about you. It's called the Warrior OS, as in operating system. This is all about optimizing you as a person, your energy, your productivity, your time management, your sleep, your diet, and even some powerful X-rated supplements to turn you into a razor-sharp productivity machine. Because frankly, it doesn't matter how skilled you are, if you're always foggy-headed and tired, you're not gonna build a big business or have a fun life. When you become an entrepreneur and you have ultimate flexibility and control of your schedule, no one teaches you how to manage your time or really any of this stuff. You're supposed to just figure it out. No wonder most freelancers end up becoming a slave to their business. So the way that we do this specifically is with a 5-part framework called the Warrior OS, which addresses the 3 key pillars of vision, leverage, and performance to turn you into a productivity beast capable of making a lot of money in a short period of time, so that you can spend the rest of your time actually living life. Now, I mentioned Ray before and how since hitting 10K a month, he built an agency that scaled from $0 to $1 million a year in 1 year, $0 to $2 million in 2 years, and then just had his first $3 million cash collected year this year. It is absolutely insane. I'm so proud of Ray. And best of all, Ray has built an incredible team to help him. And not gonna lie, I am low-key jealous. The dude literally works just 20 to 30 hours a week. He takes home over $1 million a year in profit, which he's now using to start his own charity, helping local orphanages in Bali. I mean, wow. Talk about making an incredible impact. And for me as well, you may not know this, but this coaching business is actually my side hustle. I'm a full-time music producer, DJ, and artist. And, I played shows all over the world. I've got over 30 million streams on Spotify. That is my main thing. Yet I've still been able to make over $1 million a year for the last 5 years because I have nailed down the elements in this Warrior OS. With the right systems, you can as well. So once again, when you go ahead and red, yellow, green yourself on this. Let's say you've read some books, maybe watched some videos about biohacking, time management, productivity, that sort of thing. You're probably into that if you're into self-development, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So we'll color this yellow for now. All right, you made it to the final accelerator. This one is super exciting because this can unlock unlimited growth in your business. The final accelerator is upgrade model. This one is definitely more advanced and it is totally optional. Like I said, you can make 6 figures easily without this. But if you want to scale past that 10K, 20K a month mark, you want to make $500,000, $1 million, $2 million a year or more, then you're very likely going to have to change your model, because if you're trading time for money, then you will eventually hit a cap because there are only so many hours in the day. Now, I found that most freelancers tend to hit the ceiling at around 20K a month, because that's around 6 to 7 clients at 2 to 4K a month each, which is around 40 hours a week of work. And obviously, if you want to make $1 million a year, you can't just take on 5 times more clients and work 120 hours a week, because you're gonna fucking die. And we prefer you to be alive, okay? You're an incredible person and this world needs you, so please don't die. Now, I said before that if you want to scale to $1 million a year as a freelancer, then there are 4 main parts to do that. Let's talk about those right now. The first is mastery. You keep working on your skills, you become so good that instead of charging 5 or 10K for a sales page, you're charging 50K, even 100K for a sales page. That might sound ridiculous, but if you work with the right clients who have a big business, a big audience, and stand to make millions of dollars from your work, then of course they're happy to pay. 50K is peanuts to a lot of businesses out there. And we definitely have people in CMB doing this. Like Priyank, for example, who charges anywhere from 10 to 40K for a sales page. And Kenneth, who is actually now on our coaching team, he made just one of his clients over $40 million with 4 10-minute video sales letters that he wrote. Obviously, he can charge quite a lot for that. I mean, if he asked for a 5% cut, dude could have retired. It's crazy. And obviously, it wouldn't be hard for Kenneth to make $1 million a year just writing 1 or 2 of those video sales letters a month. So that's the first way to scale to 7 figures. The second way, and one that we focus a little bit more on, is going to be starting your own agency. We've talked about Ray before. I'm going to talk about it again. This is exactly what he did to scale from 10K a month to over 220K a month in under 2 years. A lot of people really like to overcomplicate the agency model, but at its core, it is very simple. Essentially, all you do is you hire copywriters to help you with the deliverables while you focus on acquiring clients, quality control, and managing the relationship. And when built right, this can be a very profitable and impactful business model that gives you complete freedom. The third way, also very popular, is becoming what we call an offer owner. Simply put, this just means instead of selling other people's stuff, you sell your own stuff. So James, who I mentioned earlier, he used the copywriting skills that he learned in CMB to start a successful teeth whitening business, and he now does e-com coaching as well, showing people how he grew his teeth whitening business. He does very well, and his program gets incredible results. Hell, we even had a guy, Tyson, who went through the program. He went from 0 to 20K a month within 10 months, and then stole all of our shit and started his own coaching program. And yes, now does over $1 million a year too. Obviously, I'm not going to recommend that you do that. And if you do launch your own offer, please make sure it's ethical and actually gets results for people, which is why a lot of his guys end up joining us and learning directly from the source rather than a watered down version. But that's another story for another day. The fourth and final way to scale to $1 million a year as a copywriter is something that we call the partnership model. And one of our resistance members, AJ, kind of pioneered this movement for us when he actually just reached out to one of his clients and said, hey, instead of me doing all this stuff on retainer, would you want me to just fully take over all the marketing operations for your business and we'll just become business partners? And because they had already had a great working relationship, the client agreed. And he literally scaled this guy from 10K a month, like a little side hustle, to over 180K a month in 1 year. And AJ is getting half of that. You do the maths. That is over $1 million a year in income. Okay, not revenue, income. It's crazy. In fact, he just sent me a screenshot. Last month, they did something crazy like 250K in sales. USD, by the way. So those are the 4 ways that we can scale to $1 million a year as a freelancer. Now, this might be completely irrelevant depending where you're at in your journey, but I still want you to go ahead and red, yellow, green yourself on this as well. We'll assume you're probably nowhere near this level of scaling to 7 figures, and so we'll just leave that red for now. So there we have it, the Copy Millions Blueprint, our proven roadmap that we have used to take 69 people from 0 to making 6 figures a year as high-paid remote copywriters. Now, what I want you to do right now is just have a look at this sheet, the one that you wrote, and just go, hey, where am I green? Where am I yellow? And what's red right now that I need to fix? And if you'd like some help with this stuff, legend has it, we're kind of good at it. Whether you're in phase 1, still learning copywriting and trying to get your first client, whether you already have paying clients and you're trying to hit the coveted 10K a month mark, or whether you're already making 6 figures and trying to get to 7. We help people move through this journey every single day. So if you'd like to chat about it, find out a little bit more and see if this is something that we can help you with, there's a link below in the description. Just click on that and feel free to book in a free game plan call with me or my team where we can help you craft a plan and if you'd like to work together to implement that plan, we can talk about that as well. But either way, we're here to help and serve you. So whatever is best for you, that's what we're going to do. And hey, if you're not ready to chat with our team, or maybe you just prefer texting, that's totally fine as well. There's a button below that will take you to Instagram. Click it, send me the secret code word blueprint so I know that you came from this video. We'll have a quick chat, show you how it works. There's no hardcore sales process. Okay, you should know by now that's not how I roll. I just want to show you what we do, how it works, and then you can decide if this is the right next move for you or not. Either way is totally fine. With that said, it is Christmas Eve. I have a turkey to eat and a family to hang out with. So I'm gonna go do that. Have a tremendous rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Oh. One quick thing I forgot to mention is we're actually running a special offer at the moment where if you do decide to work with us, we guarantee that you will land at least 2 clients at 2K a month each, or work with you for free. So kind of experimental. I don't know how long we're going to be running this, but if you click the link below, there's a good chance this deal is still going. So click that link below, get all the details, and I'll see you soon.